Well, lo and behold, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Would you believe it? Like the sunrise in the east, isn't it? Isn't it what Gandalf says? Look to, on the sunrise on the third day. Look to the east. Here we are. The sun is rising on Scum and Villainy Cantina after a year of COVID-19. After a year of all this time. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to theonering.net. My name is Clifford Broadway, brought to you with the able assistance of many wonderful, talented people working very diligently, working so hard behind the scenes, and especially, not least of all, the little man behind the curtain that we always pay attention to. That's Justin, thank you, my producer, and everyone, I cannot believe it. I'm standing in the hallowed halls where once lived the great kings of Gondor, before the kingdom fell into a time of disarray. And here we are, we're back, all cleaned up, all spruced up, ready to go. It's terribly exciting because we've been, staring at these posters in my living room wall for the past year, where we've been looking at me in my living room, and now we finally get to broadcast our weekly show here. This is where Kevin Smith does his show, Fat Man Beyond. And for heaven's sake, I guess the time has come now for the reopening after all this time, with the great numbers of increase in vaccinations and the decrease in cases, and all of a sudden Los Angeles is now reopening these businesses, and here we are. It's fantastic to be here, and I welcome all of the folks in my online audience. Hello, everybody out there chatting and talking on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope.
Jill in the chat room asks,
where's Jill?
Hope you're feeling better, Cliff.
I'm feeling fantastic. You know, that second shot that I had was just a little bit of a wobbly, one wobbly day, but I'm right as rain. And aren't we lucky to be here? Yes? Is that correct, JC? Don't we all feel the same? Aren't we lucky to be here? There's no such thing as luck. As Bilbo once said, I've begun to trust my luck more than in the old days. That's what he said in the animated film from 1977.
Hello, Tammy in the chat. Chad, Eravandi, Brett, Eruana.
Hello, everyone in the chat.
Caitlin.
How good to have everyone here.
All the wonderful regulars and all the new people. Welcome back to Torn Tuesday. Many of you might have not known about this show. Cliff, tell them where we're at.
We are at a unique place in a unique corner of the galaxy called Scum and Villainy Cantina, right here in the heart of Hollywood. And I mean that literally. There's Hollywood Boulevard. We're right here at Hollywood and Cahuenga. It is a galactic-themed bar and restaurant, and I say a great place of merriment and merrymaking for all the geeks and all the geekdoms and all the fandoms, all the Marvel fans and the Harry Potter fans and the Lord of the Rings fans, and the Star Wars and the Star Trek and all of us together, Narnia fans, Ursula K. Le Guin fans, Miyazaki fans, all of us, Transformers fans, Godzilla versus Kong fans, Avatar fans, The Last Airbender. You know which one I mean. Okay, let's not do that. When I say Avatar, I'm talking about The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. Fans of the Dark Crystal and Disney and all the wonderful things that make us fans. We are back at this unique place, which has been like a central hub of all the activity and all the events and the trivia contests and the karaoke, all the geek game nights. Oh my gosh, the game nights that we've had here. All the great memories. And now we welcome ourselves back with, what are we at, 25%? 50. We're at 50. We're now able to open at 50% capacity. We have screens and separations here at our bar cocktail tables. Individual guest parties who stay together in pods can stay in these wonderful cantina booths
and Cliff
and order the best drinks and food and have the most geeked out experience in Hollywood.
Can you believe? Can you believe that there has been a golem in here for all of these months, like taking care of business? What has Gollum been up to in Scum and Villainy for the year that we weren't here?
Gollum was the one who was secretly sitting on that tape that the Russian television just released. That's what Gollum has been doing for the past year, hiding that Russian adaptation that was 30 years old of The Lord of the Rings. It just recently surfaced, and that's because that guy up there, he's the guilty party. He kept his precious secret and safe, and we didn't know about it until we knew about it. And I don't want to cast aspersions, but you should check your expectations at the door. If anybody is familiar with that early 70s Russian adaptation of The Hobbit that they did for Russian national television, it was a plastic disaster, and some of the weirdest videography and bad green screen and really cheesy, weird, but of its time, perhaps. And now there was this live-action adaptation that Russian television did of LOTR proper.
Hey,
and we'd never seen it before.
It's Tammy in the chat room's 50th birthday.
Happy birthday.
What did you do for your 50th birthday?
I was here on my 50th birthday. Believe it or not, we had a huge karaoke event and a party right here at the cantina. That was fantastic, boy. And that was only like a year and 3 months ago, actually. That party was 1 year and 3 months ago.
That you were the last party before the pandemic.
One of the last. Yeah, one of the last. I don't know. It's great to be back. Welcome, everybody. We're going to give you some news and rumors coming from Lord of the Rings on Prime, because, Amazon Prime still had, they take a little holiday. They took a little Easter holiday in production, and the actors have now just come back to the set, busy, working on filming and producing down in New Zealand. So we have a little bit of news for you. And we also have, a little later on in our show, a wonderful, energetic costume contest for what is now our final 16 contestants in the OneRing.net March Madness bracket, the infamous March Madness bracket. And this year, it doesn't happen to be characters or locations. It's costumes, real serious contest. And the votes are coming from
the votes are coming in far and wide. I want to shout out Natalie in the chat room saying she's going to Scum and Villainy tonight. Great.
Is she? Great.
We'll see you. Cliff will see you.
I will see you.
Cliff, will you welcome people? Can you be the calming voice that welcomes people back?
I will be hosting tonight's reopening event. I will be the calming presence, if you will, who will remind people to put their mask back on when they leave their booth and go across the space to the facilities in the back. And I will remind my guests how delicious the food is and how great the drinks are. And just remind everyone that we're here to have a great time, and we're gonna follow all the protocols to make sure it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh, look at the beautiful baby, just as cute as can be.
Cliff, there's a bunch of people running around in the background. What is happening, and why does no one have a mask?
Okay, why does no one have a mask? Because all the people who are present on staff, including myself, have been fully vaccinated. There you go.
How do you feel?
I feel on top of the world. Are you kidding? Instead of asking me how I feel, ask me how I look. That's a whole different question. Ask me how I look, sailor. I mean, I feel great. You know what? I actually, I trimmed down a little bit. I've been hiking a lot. I've been so energetic and feeling great after that weird day of the side effect. Mm-hmm. And I've been up in Runyon Canyon hiking thousands of feet up into the sky. And JC, are you actually ready to say, want to say something and say hi to the audience real quick? Because they've missed you, brother. Oh, he's busy. He's a very busy man. Okay,
he's coming. He's getting his cantina ready.
How about how are you feeling? Let me ask that question to you, Mr.
JC,
Justin.
are you over there? Can you hit cut?
Hit the button cut to your camera.
Yeah, because I'm right here.
There you are. Excellent.
Hello.
There you are.
Hello, everybody. I got my little camera here.
How are you feeling?
Even though we're both vaccinated, Cliff, I still don't trust anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's a psychological thing. So I'm still 6 feet away from you.
Of course.
This is nothing against you, but it's
actually the way I prefer
against
it.
you.
It's actually the way I prefer it too. You know?
So I'm over here
I mean,
on this side of the
next
bar.
time you get yourself a good bath, I might let you back within 6 feet. All right, if that's how you want to play it.
Cliff, we haven't seen each other in so long that
It's been
guys,
ages.
Cliff walked in the door today and he handed me a Christmas card. That's how long we have just not even been in presence of each other. Much longer than that.
Exactly.
This feels. Does this feel right? Does it feel like the world's getting back to normal?
Yes, indeed it does. It feels quite good
Yeah.
because it's encouraging to know how effective these vaccines are at every level, even at the Johnson & Johnson level, because the stress on our medical system has dropped, and
Kaylin Griffin
It's
went to
great.
church on Easter Sunday. Gosh, that feels so good.
It does feel good.
Aruana says, if I ever am in LA, I'm coming to Scum Villainy. You have to. It is a destination, and it looks like it's survived the pandemic. You know, so many places here in LA have closed during the pandemic.
Indeed,
And
sad. It was very sad, but true.
Everyone's here. So, hey, let's get into it. Like before we bring in a bunch of people for our weekly Zoom. Where we debate the best costumes of Middle Earth.
This is
Cliff-
strictly within our March Madness bracket, which has now
That's
carried
right.
over into early April. But hey, we're at the final 16. We're at the Sweet 16
That's right.
semifinalists.
But we've got the latest updates
what?
of Amazon
What
show.
on earth
we
is-
come back to
What
you
on
now
earth? What on
at
earth?
the turn of the tide.
What on earth is he going
The
to say
turn
now?
of the tide is Amazon gave all their actors the weekend off for Easter, and they all went hiking
That is-
because they're
yeah.
in New Zealand, and
Isn't
New
that
Zealand is safe, and no
lovely?
one's wearing masks, and
That's
it's,
lovely.
It's just
Well-
I wish I was in Middle Earth.
We're still wearing our masks everywhere outside.
That's right. As soon as this place opens
Yeah.
to the public,
Yeah.
we're putting our masks on, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's
so
the nature of
well, so Cliff, here's the latest update. Guess what today is? Today is a huge day.
it.
It is Sauron's birthday.
Sauron's birthday. You mean Sala?
Allegedly.
Not
So,
Sala Baker's birthday?
Not Sala Baker's birthday, but the rumored new Sauron
Oh.
is Ismael Cruz Cordova. It is his birthday today. So
Are
happy
we-
birthday to Ismael, who I am
Since-
so excited.
Since when has conventional wisdom pegged the casting that Ismael is actually
He
playing
looks
Sauron?
the part. He looks the part, and he's
He
got
may.
the acting chops to lead
Oh,
this series.
he would be an excellent Anatar Sauron. He'd
Yes.
be excellent, but that's not my question. I'm a little bit surprised. Where did we first hear this? Because I haven't heard this yet.
Well, we keep hearing whispers. Again, all rumors, all
rumors,
allegations.
all the
Nothing
time.
is official until Amazon says it is. In fact, Amazon, just through the nature of production, we know that they're going to recast some more actors.
Oh,
So
right.
that's
okay.
just what's going on. So guess what
So-
else we found?
okay.
Wow, in the last few weeks, Morfydd Clark, the actress, turned 32.
Yes.
She is playing Galadriel. That's confirmed.
And a very happy birthday to Morfydd Clark as well.
That's right. And turns out Morfydd Clark is now 2 years older than Kate Blanchett was when she played Galadriel.
And do you know how hard it's going to be for Morfydd Clark to escape the unnecessary nomenclature of being called young Galadriel? Because not only
She's
have
Galadriel.
you've been doing it, the other press and other headlines I see everywhere on the internet are like referring to her as young Galadriel. And I'm
That's
like,
right.
well, okay, you shave a few thousand years off, but she's still thousands of years old, and you're still going to call her young Galadriel. I mean, can you all reconcile that with me, please? All right, Justin has stepped away back to the control room to switch back to me. Everybody, come on. Don't call him young Elrond, and don't call her young Galadriel. And I've seen everybody doing it. I've been guilty of it myself more than often enough because it's just a little bit of a euphemism. But I don't want it to stick. I mean, Morfydd Clark bless her heart. How is she going to walk around? Is that going to be on her resume? Young Galadriel? That's no.
It's just
she's gonna be
Galadriel.
referred to
Scuba
as
Steve.
Galadriel.
I didn't just walk away. Look, everyone is so busy getting the bar open up. I've got to tech this show, and I am far away from the button to switch cameras.
It's fantastic.
Because all of the wiring,
I love it.
Not all of the wiring has survived the year off. So I don't know why I can't press the buttons here. So we're just so here's what we're gonna do. Since I can't change the cameras myself, Cliff, you're gonna look at camera, and I'm going to tell you the latest rumors, and you're gonna react to the latest Amazon rumors.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. He's gonna pop a surprise on me that I'm gonna either have not heard genuinely, or I'm gonna pretend that I have not heard. We'll see if you can tell the difference.
The latest rumor is. You got to look at that camera.
I'm looking at the camera, but I'm looking at you too.
Look at that camera. The latest rumor is the Ents will be in the show, and they have cast Quickbeam.
Whoa, really? That's so cool. I dig that. That is a very cool thing. And there would be Ents everywhere because there was a lot of deforestation happening at that time during the Second Age, and it's spoken of.
Wait, that sounds woke, liberal culture. Why are you talking about deforestation? That has nothing to do with
Why did
Tolkien.
Treebeard talk about it? That doesn't sound like all that woke, liberal, blah, blah, blah. Treebeard actually mentions it in the bloody book, that there were forests much further and wide across all those lands. And Tolkien talks about the fact when the Númenóreans arrived, they had to build the ships, and they had to get materials for all of their building, and that included chopping down lots and lots and lots of trees. So if there's anybody who's woke, blah, 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 or if there's anybody who's got a green environmentalist agenda, blah, 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 it was always J.R.R. Tolkien, and it always started with him.
Are you saying that the Second Age of Lord of the Rings, J.R.R. Tolkien, could be more environmentally conscious than what we saw in the Two Towers?
Why wouldn't it be? Why is it Treebeard would be the only last voice of an Ent ever heard of in these great tales? Why should Treebeard be the only one ever mentioned when there are all these others? And look, if Amazon paid for the license to use the actual name of Quickbeam, that is one of the younger, in quotes, one of the younger Ents, as Treebeard describes him. And also Treebeard mentions the Entwives. Is it therefore possible, now that you've released this rumor to me?
All right, the next rumor.
Is it possible that the Entwives themselves, gasp, might show up? I think that's kind of awesome.
All right, next rumor to react to. Look deep into that camera.
Deep into the camera's eyes.
Deep look into the fans who are watching live on all of the socials. The latest rumor is...
Here he goes.
The Harfoot halflings will be part of the Second Age show.
Womp womp. I don't like that rumor.
The Harfoots. Why?
Es no bueno.
You said yourself over a year ago that Amazon should look for some sort of halfling. You said
I didn't say that. I said that they wouldn't find a way unless they played fast and loose with the narrative.
All right, you think so?
And if Professor Tolkien, let's look at it more academically. Even though I don't have the greatest taste in my mouth about this news, but if Professor Tolkien,
Princess Toyner, this is not fake, but it's all rumors right now.
It's all rumors. So I'm going to go on the fact that it's a solid rumor. That's why Justin is trying to, buzz me with this. I'm telling you, if the professor was deliberately vague about the dates and the times of the migration of early Hobbit peoples or the early tribes of the hobbits, and there was a lot of migration going on, and he describes it in detail. But if he's vague on the dates, then I'm not surprised that the writer's room at Amazon Studios is going to play around with those dates and and try to get some migratory hobbits across the land. But whatever.
All right, the next latest rumor.
I guess we'll find out when we get there.
The next latest rumor is Ismael Cruz Cordova, who is having a birthday today, is rumored.
Isn't it always the Samwise? The character Samwise has his birthday too, right?
Maybe.
The character Samwise has his birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw Twitter blowing up with all the great fan art today.
So Ismael Cruz Cordova. The other thing that supports
Cordova. rumored to be Sauron/Anatar.
The other thing that supports it is that most of the cast is in the South Island.
Yeah.
We're talking about Sofia Namviti.
Mhm.
We're talking about Nazanin Boniati.
Yeah.
We're talking about all of the big stars of the show are in the South Island shooting where Orthanc was.
Right. Right.
Right?
Right.
Near the fords. Ismael Cruz Cordova is currently in the North Island, separate from
Okay.
all of those actors.
Shooting on a different unit.
He's shooting on a different unit.
Okay.
Which
Okay.
lends credibility to the fact that he would stay in the North Island. He would be building his armies in Mordor. Mordor is portrayed on the North Island because it is volcanic.
Well, that's where Ruapehu was filmed for Mount Doom for the scenes in Mordor. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I get it. All right. Well, in the rumor department, I say, wow. It's the first time ever I have seen the tether of that specific actor tethered, and maybe I just haven't been paying attention. But cool. I'd say that's pretty cool to have
All right.
Ismail as a Sauron
And that
slash Anatar. But I also want to stop the rumor and say, don't you think, Justin, it's just as likely that there's going to be some kind of stunt casting, and they've been keeping it secret? Keep it safe. And they're going to pop a surprise on us?
well,
it's just as
tell
likely?
me this, Cliff. Did Sauron take many forms?
He did. Okay, maybe Sauron can take many forms and be many actors.
That's right.
All right. All right.
The latest update is coming
right.
out of the Easter weekend. The
Intriguing.
Sauron and all the bad guys and all the actors that are rumored to play the bad guys are still on the North Island, and all the people that are rumored to play elves
Mm-hmm.
and rural men,
The free folk of the middle.
free folk,
The free peoples.
are on the South Island, and they're still there, and they've just finished at Te Anu and the southernmost fjords, and they've moved up to where they shot Orthanc.
Right. Okay.
And
Or think before or after it was destroyed. By,
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the orchards of Orthanc.
Yeah.
You're talking about the green.
No, the
the
orchards
green
were
version
shot
of
in the UK.
Isengard.
The orchards were shot in the UK, remember? Christopher
Oh,
Lee never
that's right.
traveled.
That's right. The orchards of Isengard.
Yeah,
were
so
shot
so
in the
this
UK,
was
yes,
the
yes.
full destruction of Orthanc. Like it's just a beautiful valley. It's a big, beautiful valley with huge mountains.
Well, this sounds
and-
intriguing. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay,
that's
cool.
that's going on the South Island right now.
Oh, okay. Well, if it is true that all the villains and the orcs and the trolls and the Nazgul and all the people who are working on another unit are doing a Mordor-specific unit, maybe it involves a lot of green screen or a lot of
Maybe.
physical sets.
Well,
like sets.
all right,
instead of-
so next
instead of
rumor.
exteriors.
Next rumor. Look deep into
We'll
that
see.
camera, Cliff. Look
All right.
deep into that camera. The next
All right.
rumor.
God, I love it when he does this to me.
The next rumor we've been hearing, and we're so glad to be back at Scum and Villainy to
Aren't
give
we?
you all the juicy rumors. Cliff, are you ready for this?
I'm ready, sir.
Amazon has contracted Industrial Light and Magic to build a second Mandalorian virtual video screen set exclusively for Lord of the Rings. They are shooting it like The Mandalorian.
I dig that. I think that's totally, totally, totally cool, and that will open up so many possibilities. That will open up so many possibilities. You know, the wave of the future, kids. Imagine the ongoing shock when people watched the Jon Favreau directed Jungle Book, and at the very end, it was shot entirely on location in downtown Los Angeles.
That's right.
And that was right at the end credits of his remake, very popular and really well done, that remake of the Jungle Book, and there it was.
All right,
all on these screens
We have
in downtown
another.
Los Angeles.
We have another scoop. Ready? Are you
That's-
ready for this?
I think that's pretty cool. I like that behind the scenes stuff that I learned about the Mandalorian.
All right.
On Disney Plus. That was
All right.
really
Look
cool.
deep into that camera.
Deep into your
According
eyes.
to Fellowship of Fans on YouTube, the official estimated wrap date where they will complete filming is August 5th.
Season 1, you mean?
August 5th, they're going to wrap filming.
Of season 1, you mean?
Rumor has it they're filming both season 1 and season 2 at the same time to save money. and for scheduling purposes.
That's an interesting rumor that I would like to see, but we really, really, really don't know. But whoa, that's a lot crammed into a small
the
amount
plan
of time.
the plan was always to shoot season 1 and 2 back to back.
But that's really.
So if they wrap August 5th, principal photography will have been longer on this show than on Peter Jackson's films.
Well, they've only announced 2 directors for a certain number of episodes that comprise season 1. That's the official announcements we've got. Do we have any other news about who that second season director is?
There should be 5 directors.
Oh, and that means other names have not been disclosed.
Yeah, at least 5 more directors.
So we're still waiting for
We're
disclosure.
still waiting for a bunch.
Okay, we're still waiting for other directors to be announced.
Yeah.
Wow, color me impressed.
Reshoots are scheduled for July.
Really?
So they are currently recasting a bunch of roles. So I want you to react to people. I want you to tell people at home, if you are an actor and you think you missed your chance.
Listen, people, if you are a New Zealand-based actor, super clarify. Do not fall into that trap again, okay? Because they're not going to cast people because of COVID outside of, the New Zealand area, and also because of labor union things and everything. It's like, if you're a New Zealand-based or perhaps an Australia-based actor with a working visa and they want to pull you into the project, then you should definitely have your agent or your manager submit you to casting right away for lots and lots of things that they're going to be reshooting. There you go. Go for it. But I don't want to put anybody's hopes up unnecessarily or incorrectly. So I'm just telling all my friends and actors here in Los Angeles, forget about it.
Is reshoots a good thing or a bad thing?
Reshoots are always a good thing. Look what happened to Rogue One.
Look what happened to Snyder Cut.
Look what happened to Rogue One. Rogue One was vastly improved by the reshoots and what they did, and everyone was like, oh, red alert, it's a production in danger, it's a production in trouble. Everyone was ready to go and say Rogue One is trash because of all the reshoots, and look how perfectly that turned out.
So
I mean, near perfect. Rogue One is as near perfect a Star Wars film as one can hope for, especially in modern times with the quality of the sequel trilogy being what it was.
all right.
Whoa.
So
Them's fighting words around here.
I am encouraged, Cliff. I am encouraged. If we hear more recasting rumors, I am encouraged by that.
I'm encouraged by them
because
doing
that means that
yes.
they're willing to spend a lot of money.
Yes.
A lot of money.
Literally.
To get it right.
Literally, they're willing to go the distance. They're willing to go even further than other film productions would even allow because of limitations of time and budget. And they're going to do these extra reshoots. It might seem that the recasting is problematic because it is a bother to lose performances of actors that have worked for months. It's a problem.
And it's
to
no
lose all that
judgment on the
footage.
quality of the actor.
No, it's no judgment, but then the continuity becomes an issue. And in the reshoots, it gets even harder to try to get things to match up with what the previous person did who had to leave the show.
That's right.
So it gets tricky.
Well, remember,
It's tricky.
Ridley Scott
Yes.
replaced an entire actor that was the main actor of the whole movie. Remember
Yes.
that?
And yeah, God bless Christopher Plummer.
Yes.
Hello, I miss you, Christopher Plummer. We miss you. He was the best. Let's do this. Are we going to do a Sweet 16 for our March Madness?
Yeah,
Are we gonna do this?
let's get some people. Let's get some people in the
Let's do this.
chat. Kathy, if you're in the chat, if any of our staffers are watching the show and you've got the link, the old link to the old Zoom,
We'll use that.
Cliff,
then.
I'm gonna
And
duck out and you're. I
that.
think I got Jim ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Definitely ready. Bring Jim on. And thank you to Fellowship of the Fans as a primary source and to other sources that I haven't checked yet who are doing all that reporting about the production and the hiatus and the changes. It's very interesting to see how they're moving along, progressing, certainly, making lots of progress, and making some big announcements about their schedule, and they're wrapping up, and they're really bringing it together. And I had no idea it was going to be more than season 1. I thought they were just primarily, wow. To hear that they've got season 1 and season 2 nearly in the can. Color me impressed. All right, now where's Jim? Where's Jim joining us on the show?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Hey,
Hey.
there's everybody. Oh, look, I can see we have all these cameras going. There's Jim. How are you, Jim? Nice to see you, sir.
Hey, Cliff. Good. I'm good. Welcome back to your digs.
Nice, so nice to be back. Yeah, I can hear you a little bit. You sound good. You look great. Great to see you, Jim.
There you go.
Yeah, we're going to be talking with other people joining us, I suppose, on our Zoom in just a few minutes, because we've got to go through the results, just the results of this next round of voting. Jim, tell us, where are we now? We just finished a round where voting stopped just a little while ago.
We just finished up the Sweet 16, and we'll be announcing tonight who the final 8, the Elite 8, the Elegant 8, whatever you want to call the best dressed 8.
Nice. That's great. And we'll have that announcement right here today as the last segment of our show.
That is right.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're here for March Madness. The voting is now finished. Finito. This is the results. We're now doing the results episode. Now we're going to see if Kathy or anybody else will be able to join us before we go down the rabbit hole and look at some amazing, very, very stiff competition with some of these costumes. They're just wild. The closeness of some of the battles that have been already fought to get this far. Don't you think, Jim? It's been like...
Yeah, there were some pretty close ones. Yeah, there were some close ones in this round. There were also some pretty solid, overwhelming results as well. So there were some
I love it.
favorites, a surprise or two, perhaps. We'll see.
For the audience who has no familiarity with it, for many, 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 many years, I'm dating myself. For many years, the One Ring has done a March Madness bracket, kind of a popularity contest, kind of like a chance for the fans to vote on who they think they should win in a certain paired matchups. So we created this outrageously big and beautiful March Madness bracket, inspired by college football and the whole March Madness thing. And year after year, we've done characters, and some characters that were movie specific, and some that were just specific from the books. And characters had to battle it out with votes on who was going to rise to the top and win this crazy popularity contest. Now this year, for the flavor of variety, which is the spice of life, we went for costumes. And a lot of cosplay people who professionally go to these big conventions and make some of the most wonderful homemade cosplay, they've been helping guide us by participating on our message boards and on our online forums at Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, where we've been sharing these beautiful, beautiful homemade costumes that go along with this year's contest. And we're looking at costuming specifically from the 6 Middle-earth films that were made by Peter Jackson and New Line Cinema. So we've eradicated all the Hobbit characters, except in our Sweet 16, I believe Thorin Oakenshield was one character who survived. And now let us begin and take a look at our matchups and see who has been winning these contests in this latest bracket breakdown. Oh, and look, there's Kathy. There's Kathy. Hey, welcome, Garth. How are you?
So
And even though the golden dress is out, I'm still hanging it up.
We'll
get air out.
We'll give you a little review. Can you guys see that okay?
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
That looks great. Looks
So
great.
yeah, we've got a little bit of a review of how we got to where we are so far. This was our total bracket, probably a little hard for everybody to see. But we're going to go running through each one of those. This was our Sweet 16. If anybody needs any reminders, as Cliff said, we only had one character from the 3 Hobbit movies left in the Sweet 16, which was Thorin Oakenshield in his original outfit. And we do have a couple of hobbits left, but from the Lord of the Rings films, in Merry and Pippin, who are going up against each other. And so we'll run through each of those in our 4 different regions, human and Maiar beginning. So those were the matchups. And this was, we're just going to do a quick replay of our round 2 to tell you where we got. Éomer was going up against his uncle, Theoden, and prevailed by 70% of the vote. Meanwhile, Boromir was going up against Éowyn in her coronation or wedding dress. Not one that we saw in the film, but that got pretty popular afterwards, especially on social media. But unfortunately, Éowyn fell to Boromir. Boromir won with 58% of the vote. So that set up this matchup in our first human and Maiar round. There aren't any Maiar left either, so I guess we could just call it the human round. Boromir against Éomer. So that's where we are. Talk away. Any predictions on who's going to win this one?
Wow.
And I'll scroll through some pictures of both cosplays and some close-ups.
Well, one of them is more or less a traveling outfit. Obviously, you can see Boromir. That's how he showed up in Rivendell, and he pretty much stayed that way throughout. And yes, no.
Yeah, that one slipped in. That's Sean Bean in another role he died in. Sorry.
But not with an arrow.
Right.
And then, of course, Éomer is his armor, which it seems like he lives in it. I mean, you almost never see him not in armor, except for in the Victory Hall after they've returned from Helm's Deep. That's the only time you see Éomer not in armor.
And some cosplay. I saw a note that we're coming in pretty soft, Kathy, so I'll try to speak up.
Oh, volume-wise?
Yeah.
Bummer. Oh, look, it's the 3 Ring sisters as dwarves who, lady dwarves, did not make it in. They were actually voted out by Bard.
Yeah, the Lady Dwarves. And Bard actually lost out. He's no longer in the competition now.
No, Bard dropped. We'll review him. Yeah,
We'll get there. We'll get there.
It's in round 2.
Yes.
So yeah,
predictions. Who are you voting for, Cliff, between Boromir and Éomer?
I'm definitely going to go for Éomer, and I have such respect for the leather work and the details there. And every time I look at it again, especially in the new 4K version, I'm still finding surprises in Éomer's armor. It's just remarkable. That's my vote. Éomer.
Well, and I love that in the book, once when Éomer encounters Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas, and he learns from them that Éomer has fallen, you know, we find out that basically as peers, as basically the sons of kings or the son of the steward, they're peers and they had been friends. So it's the one time when you really hear that there was a friendship between Rohan and Gondor on a personal level and not just a national level. But I love Éomer's armor. I think I voted for Boromir just because, you know, he only made it through 1 movie.
Poor Sean Bean and his famous curse of being killed.
I think I saw a photo of Ned Stark in there.
Yeah, we threw him in just for giggles.
You should have thrown him in there as Richard Sharp, because Richard Sharp survives all of his adventures.
Oh, that's true. Joy in the chat mentioned that Éomer is in a different outfit at Aragorn's coronation. So there actually was more than one Éomer outfit that we could have chosen from.
But it was still armor.
True.
So any
True.
Any final predictions before we reveal our first Elite 8 member, or Elegant 8?
I'm still voting. I'm still voting Éomer.
Okay, so and this was a close one. This was a really close one.
Whoa.
51% of the vote. Éomer
Whoa.
prevails.
Oh. Wait, is there a 2/3 vote rule? Like, don't you have to win by 2/3?
No, that's not it.
You're asking for a recount? Is that
so
it?
Is this another thing of Sean Bean biting the dust?
It was.
Oh, wow.
He was never destined to survive.
But then
Sean?
again, Aomer was around at the end of the final film, so I guess it makes.
Yeah.
Although it is actually spectacular armor, it really is.
Did you notice that we had one cosplay? I'll just back up a little bit, that actually incorporated Boromir's arrows into his cosplay.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey.
Scott Purdue, well done.
I saw a couple of people do that. Yeah.
So our first elite or Elegant Eight member is Amber.
All right, let's go to the next.
So let's set up the next bracket.
Who's he going to be fighting?
Yeah, round two, we had Coronation Aragorn going against Theoden in his armor, and Aragorn won that, but with 62% of the vote.
Which is such a shame. I loved Theoden's armor. It was so spectacular.
That was a bit of a surprise for me.
I mean, Aragorn's is really nice, and having seen it up close, I know it's beautiful. But again, it's on screen for such a short time, and Theoden, his is used, and you get to see it working.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see a few more of those. The second matchup leading into this round was Aragorn again, but this time against Faramir in his Ithilien hunter's outfit.
Both of them in Ranger
prevailed
gear.
in that contest.
Yeah.
By, I think a wider margin. So Strider,
also.
Aragorn. This is him at Bree.
Yeah, Ranger versus Ranger. Yeah.
So that set up not only Ranger versus Ranger, but Aragorn versus Aragorn in the second of our two human and Maiar rounds.
And
So
you gotta wonder what his real name really is. I'm assuming it's Aragorn since his father's name is Arathorn, because this is really Strider versus Elisar.
Well, out of all the people in Middle-earth, Aragorn was the one who had the most aliases from when he was very, very young. As an act of protection, his identity was hidden.
and in the book, Aragorn takes as his family name I think it's either Quenya or Cinder, and Tel Kantar, which is Strider in a fancy way. So
Tel Kantar.
actually integrated the name into his royal title.
Elisar Tel Kantar. I love it.
Yeah. It's spectacular armor, but I have a feeling the Strider costume is going to win because it was so iconic. I mean, it was easily identifiable. And, I mean, it was a silhouette. You didn't even need to see it in color. You could see it as a silhouette, and you knew it was Aragorn.
Indeed. Well, maybe conventional wisdom is going to slide that way. But personally, I'm still going to vote. I'm going to stick with my first instinct, I think, with this. And it will be the Coronation King Elisar that will win instead of Strider. We'll see.
Any other points of view?
Hey, Justin, what's your opinion?
Justin's not at the desk at the moment, but I think that if you were a cosplayer and you spent that many months putting it together, and you did a whole King Elisar, coronation costume, and the guy next to you wins Best in Show, and he's just only a Strider, I'd feel really burned. I would feel really burned if that was me as a cosplayer.
Although there's so many layers to it, and there is an art form to distressing a costume.
That is
like this guy,
true.
Mormagil the Black, is really working on his distressing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're quite right to say that. There's a definite art form and just as much detail work in that aspect of making something look something that it is not, that has been weathered over, the wilderness of Middle-earth for many years. Yeah, it's tricky. I don't know. This is tricky. Jim, what are your instincts telling you?
Yeah.
Even though you know the answer.
I know who won, so I put the presentation together.
We let him moderate this.
I know, but let's just...
It was interesting in the spot that I found this particular Aragorn and Arwen. On the right-hand photo, someone asked if that was Steve Buscemi cosplaying as Aragorn, cosplaying Coronation. So,
no, it's not.
So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go for it.
Okay. Well, Aragorn won.
Woohoo!
Yes.
The Strider Aragorn won.
Whoa,
yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
Wow. Strider won over the King LSR. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that,
Wow.
yes. For me, Strider, that was kind of like the most obvious win.
That means that Aragorn as Strider is going up against Éomer in armor in the final in the human region.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's going to be a good one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm so
Okay,
surprised.
that takes us to the villain region, where we're going to have two more finalists coming out for our Elegant Eight.
There's certain to be
Well, I love
more
you call it
surprises
Elegant
here.
Eight. It's not elegant when it's villains.
That's right. Yeah, I
Well,
think.
Denethor is kind of elegant, so whatever.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Denethor fell in round 2 to the mouth of Sauron by.
Oh, so gross.
Mouth won it with 2/3 of the vote.
Right.
And interestingly, this is a costume that was designed, I guess, by Weta Digital as opposed by Nyla Dixon or anyone else. But so the Balrog won with more than 2/3 of the vote, setting up this contest: Balrog versus Voice of Sauron.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. I'm here for the Balrog. Although
Well-
the Sauron, the mouth of Sauron it's impressive armor, but the Balrog design was also pretty darn amazing. And
They are.
and I just realized that's the mithril shirt he's holding, isn't it?
Oh,
It
hey,
is.
that's an extra touch. That's very nice. Holding the mithril mail. That's
Plus
really
a horse.
Cool. Well, I'm a big fan of the Mouth of Sauron costumes. All the time I've seen them, they've been really amazing at every convention. And
Well,
yet,
these are great costumes. Wow.
yeah, and
Yeah,
yet
actually, if you search around, you can find some really nice Balrog costumes. We talked about the one on the far left. I think it was
when it
a
comes to
winner
the
who got to go to New Zealand for that costume.
Yeah, and she got to go to some really nice hotels while she was down there.
yeah, when it comes to the raw creativity, these Balrogs take the cake. I would vote for the Balrog as the winner in this. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
So what do you think? I mean, there's some chat room comments about how the Balrog is not really a costume. Disqualified or keep going?
I'm gonna keep. You know what? People voted, so they can whine about it all they want, but people voted for it. Don't disenfranchise those voters.
There you go.
Although I have no idea who's going to win here, but I'm rooting for the Balrog.
The seedings were done by One Ring staff, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's how the fans voted. And in this case, the fans spoke.
There you go.
More than 2/3 said Balrog.
Wow, that's amazing. And more than
I
2/3.
told you the Balrog's going to go to the Final Four.
Well,
All
Just
right.
is.
well, let's see who the Balrog has to get by to get there.
That's great.
So in round 2, we had Twilight Witch King against an Oliphant, another character that some might argue wasn't exactly an actual costume. And the Witch King came through with almost 2/3 of the vote in the last round.
That's great.
And I would have preferred the Oliphant being the one that got kicked out instead of the female dwarves.
Dwarf women.
In favor of Bard. Yeah, that would have been my choice. In fact, that was my choice.
That's why I keep tossing in dwarf women, just so that we can see a few of them.
Yeah, because there's some good ones.
And then in the next round, we had the Witch King in his more dark attire up against one of his minions, or all of his minions, in the form of just a Nazgul costume, which is a pretty popular one at a lot of conventions that I've seen.
Yeah.
And kind of unsurprisingly, with 2/3 of the vote, the other Witch King, came through with that contest, which set up a Witch King against Witch King battle.
And this is not the first time we're having this kind of a battle.
Yep, we saw that with Aragorn, and now we have Witch King versus Witch King.
Oh wow, I love this crazy matchup of two versions of the Witch King against each other. I love it. It is crazy. And
So this cosplay is not all about, but the helmet's pretty critical on this one.
Yeah.
Incredibly detailed Twilight costuming.
I love the inclusion of the ring.
I love the inclusion of an owl-faced phone selfie.
This is great. Well, I'm impressed with. Oh, wow, that Witch King Twilight version is just amazing. I would
Yeah.
choose. I would. Oh my gosh! Look at that.
Yeah, look at these, aren't they? They're amazing. And as long as you get the helmet right, if you've ever done any other kind of ghostly figure, all you need to do then is to add a really cool helmet and maybe a sword, and you could be the Witch King.
Indeed. Well, we're starting to run. Unfortunately, I should warn everyone we're running short on time.
Okay, we'll pick it up because we have 2 more rounds to go. The Witch King going on to the Elite Eight is the regular Witch King. Witch King
Really?
stabbed in the head by Eowyn Witch King.
Really?
Yeah.
So regular Pelennor
The
Fields.
tangible Witch King, the one that can be seen by
The
people.
cheapest
Okay.
cosplay you can get. That is
No.
low effort. Low effort.
No, for some people they
Okay,
hand
so
made,
let's
they
go
homemade
quicker
their
through
thing.
on the second half, although we've got
All
Hobbit.
right.
Yeah.
So that sets up Balrog against Witch King in round 2 in
Wow.
Elite Eight. Hobbits
That-
and dwarves.
that is
so
a
to get into this
surprise.
region, we had Thorin going up against Rosie Cotton, and Thorin won with 2/3 of the vote.
Yes, against
We
Rosie's
had
wedding
Gimli
dress.
knocking out our wild card Bard with
Oh,
75%
I wanted
of the vote.
Bard the Bowman deserve that.
So Gimli is actually coming in with a hot hand.
Very.
So that sets up Gimli against our number 1 seed in this whole region, Thorin Oakenshield. So what do you think?
Who do I think? Oh man, this is really, really
Not
tough.
the Klingon. Not the Klingon.
No, stop
Not
it with that.
the-
Did you hear Justin? He's so silly.
All right, who is it?
Gimli is beloved, and Thorin is, well, because of Richard Armitage, Thorin is a heartthrob.
I'll tell you, there are incredible cosplays out there of Thorin Oakenshield.
Yes, there are.
I bet
All
you
right.
this vote between Thorin and Gimli became a referendum on the movies themselves, and I wouldn't want it to be that way, but I think that Gimli will take the votes and he'll
All
win
right,
this.
let's see it.
Let's
Drum
let's
roll,
go.
please.
You ready? What are you predicting?
Let's just go.
All right. Gimli,
Yay!
61%.
Yep, I
Knocks
figured.
out our last Hobbit movie character.
I figured, and that means no more Hobbit characters in our March Madness.
Nope.
Too bad.
The
Drat.
other half, we had actually Merry in his armor taking out Bilbo with almost 2/3 of the vote, and Pippin in his armor taking out Bilbo with 71% of the vote, which set up this match. Pippin against Merry, the 2 cousins
Wow.
in their armor.
This is
And to paraphrase Anne when it comes to storytelling, because obviously they have a similar story to tell their costumes, except for the fact that we know that Pippin's armor comes specifically as the child armor that Faramir won
That's
or
right.
wore when he was a kid. And
Indeed.
so his
So
armor
We're really
has
voting
a
for
story to it.
Faramir. We're really voting for Faramir.
Yeah. Yeah. If you were voting in this contest and you think it's too bittersweet and too difficult to vote Pippin or Merry against one another, you can just imagine in your head that you had voted for Faramir's old outfit.
All right, we got about 2
Yeah.
minutes left. Let's see who wins this
Okay, let's
one.
go. We gotta go.
Okay, so Pippin.
Really?
Almost 60%.
Pippin
Comes
won
through.
with
Okay. So that's-
59%.
We gotta hit the elves quickly.
Okay, here we go, the elves.
Wow.
Galadriel took out Arwen with 69% of the vote in Arwen's white dress. Arwen blood red dress took out Arwen's coronation dress with 54% of the vote.
Right.
So that set up grandmother against granddaughter. Unbelievable cosplays in both of these. They're really iconic and just
Yeah.
gorgeous.
I voted for
Indeed.
Blood Red because I want to see Charwin more.
Yeah, we have Charwin in here.
this is a
Charwin and
this is
Rosie.
a deep
Yeah.
challenge. These two
All right, who
costumes
won
are
this one?
So in this
Amazing.
case, number 1 seed
Galadriel.
prevailed, 63%.
Yep.
that does not
That's
surprise me.
predictable. Yep.
This was a shocker to me. Legolas took out Thranduil with 56% of the vote in the last round.
Oh, that did surprise me too.
And Arwen survived through beating out a really unbelievable
Haldir,
festival
yeah.
of Haldir.
By only 29 votes. Cool.
Only 29 votes.
Wow.
So this was Legolas. They're our hunters.
She
Legolas against
earned
Arwen.
that. She earned that, though.
Any predictions?
I predict
Legolas.
I predict Legolas will win this matchup against Arwen.
Let's go.
And he does. 61%.
All right, we know.
So there you go. Galadriel is going up against Legolas in the Elite Eight. Here are Seemly 16 knocked out to these. So these are the Elegant Eight.
There they go. Oh, that's a cool graphic. That was neat. That looks really cool.
Yeah.
So now we only have these final 8. The hateful 8. Don't say that.
That's only one of those that's probably elegant in Galadriel. So.
The vote counter is reset, so now everyone can now vote for round 4.
Yes.
Recast your vote for your favorite.
Yes. Ultimately, I have a prediction that the Balrog will go up against Galadriel, and that would be so awesome as a final throwdown. That would be so awesome.
Yeah.
So this will end on Friday. Are we going to do another little show?
Yes. I think we are very likely to do another results show on Friday. Yes, Justin? Or Saturday? Well, we'll do that. We'll figure that out, and we'll definitely do that. What a great graphic.
All right,
Everybody,
awesome.
We're going to save this wonderful little bracket, which is now down to 8, and we're going to share it on our socials, and everyone's going to get to see it. And as we get ready to close down this 1-hour broadcast of Torn Tuesday, I want to say thank you very kindly, Jim, for putting together that presentation, with Chris helping behind the scenes, and of course, everybody on our team. Thank you, Kathy, for being here as well today. And look who's here with me. Standing right next to me, ladies and gentlemen, the owner and proprietor of Scum and Villainy Cantina, with a special message as we now officially reach 6 p.m., and this is the time when the cantina is now open again.
Hello.
Hello.
Is my mic working? Is it on? Am I on? Hey, everybody. Welcome. We're here.
Welcome. We're here.
We don't have masks on. We can look at each other. We're vaccinated. We got people coming in.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Isn't it amazing?
It was 1 year ago today, at around this time, that Jen and I sat here by ourselves. I had 3 laptops up, and we celebrated our 3rd anniversary. And what I've been saying is, this is our 4th birthday, but we're really only 3 years old because we got blipped by Thanos for a year.
Oh, we're back from the blip. Yeah.
We're back from the blip.
Yes, we are. I dig that. That's great. And congratulations to you as a new baby daddy.
Oh,
Tia
yes.
and
I have
Jen.
a child.
Congratulations on your newborn daughter, who's extraordinarily beautiful.
We had just found
So
out.
beautiful.
We had just found out 2 weeks before we did the live stream on this day last year that Jen was pregnant. We had just found out.
Amazing.
It was the news was about a week or 2 old.
And she's so healthy and beautiful and happy.
Thank you. Yeah, she's
good.
great. She's the best baby.
So
This is so great.
Tell us what are the rules for dining, for food, for bar? Like, how does this work now? We're still in pandemic.
Yeah, and there's
Do I need a reservation? Do I need to plunk down $75 in advance? How does this work?
Tonight is a ticketed event. We sold tickets. It was like our welcome back birthday. We have special cocktails. We got swag bags. We got coupons. We got all sorts of fun stuff for people coming in tonight. And then later in the week, we'll be open for people just to stroll on in. I'm not going to say like normal because it's still COVID protocols, still socially distant, mixed household, all that. All of those things we've been living with for the year.
You can't mix your family pods, and you can't just drink without food. And you have, isn't that true?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what that rule.
and-
I got to look that
We're
rule
gonna
up
look it
again.
And we're at 50% capacity.
50%, up to 50%, but you have to obey the COVID protocol. So Scum and Villainy is still not at 50% capacity.
But that
yet.
fills up every table, correct?
But
Sure
yeah,
will.
we can
Sure
we
will.
can fill every table.
This is exciting.
So
And
hopefully,
do I need a mask? Do I need a vaccination card? Like, what do
you
I do?
need a mask. You do not need a vaccination card. I mean, if you have one, that's amazing. But you can come in if you have yet to be vaccinated. You just got to keep your mask on when you're not at your table consuming. So,
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay,
We're
so you
getting
have
ready.
to be seated to take off your mask.
correct. You need to be
Yes.
seated and consuming beverage.
Orion's
That's right.
Angel in the chat room asks, show proof of vaccination. Are there any benefits of showing your vaccination card?
You feel safer with your mask off around other people. That's
Yes.
the biggest benefit of them all. You don't get sick.
Yep, you don't get sick.
And how can people make sure that you stay alive and the business stays open and healthy with limited capacity?
Come hang out. Have a cheeseburger. Buy some drinks. Spend some time with us. Rekindle friendships from 8 feet away. Wave to your neighbors. Speak loudly. And you can visit our merch shop at scumandvillainy.cantina.com. Click on the shop button.
Yeah, you can live life to the fullest, but you can also live life to the fullest safely and reasonably and responsibly. And we get to,
Well,
we're
and
gonna
if-
figure it out as we go.
And if everybody does it the right way for another month, then by June, July, we'll be packed back in this place having a grand old time.
Yep,
So
it's going to be super cool. What are hours? Yeah, that's
we're
an
going to
excellent
be
question.
open Wednesday through Sunday, opening at 6 p.m. We will be closing at 2 a.m. on the weekends, and on the other days, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
It's
Sounds
kind
great.
of, we're going to see if we're busy, we'll stay open. If we're not busy, midnight,
Yeah,
we're feeling our way through the land of Mordor. We don't quite know the way yet. So
Are you allowed to do like karaoke or trivia night yet?
no karaoke, no trivia, no events.
nope.
I think we don't have indoor TVs, but I think we just got the right to do an indoor TV back or outdoor TVs.
I'll be your one-man karaoke guy. I'll just stand around like the waiter over at Michelli's and just serenade the restaurant with a
They
big
want people
baritone.
to come, Cliff. They want people
Oh
to come.
dear. Oh dear.
But Cliff, you're
Maybe not.
You're helping him
Maybe
get back on his
not.
feet, right? Like Cliff, you're going to be welcome.
Cliff is going to be working the door.
I'm hosting.
Freshly vaccinated Cliff. Well, not freshly, but 2-week vaccinated
I get,
Cliff.
exactly, completely, and I get to greet people and make them feel comfortable and teach them how easy it is to acclimate yourself to the goings on, so everybody can be safe and do it right the first time, and we can stay open and keep opening more. Right.
Yes.
Gonna
All
do it.
right.
Gonna do
well,
it.
I'm going to go get the ball rolling. And
Well done,
Here we go.
by the way. Well
And
done.
Time to mask up because people are coming in.
People coming in. It's after 6, so thank you very much, JC, and thank you to the hardworking staff of Scum and Villainy. Megan, awesome sauce. Okay, and I'm going to say thank you, Justin, for doing all the technical jiggery pokery. It is time to sign off. Very big thanks to Jim and Kathy for joining us and helping us learn the winners of our recent round of voting for March Madness. Please go to theonering.net, on our main page, theonering.net, or go find us on all our social channels at theoneringnet without the dot. Me, I am on Twitter as QuickBeam2000, and I am your host with the most, Mr. Clifford Broadway. Signing off. Find me. I'll be here next Tuesday at 5 p.m. channeling more news and information from Middle-earth. And we ask you all to take good care of yourselves. Thank you and good night, or rather, buenos noches y buena suerte. Bye, everybody.